Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nelo and you're watching Nelo Stitches. Please like, share and subscribe. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. If you are my returning subscribers, thank you so much. So today we'll be making this lovely dress, and here is the fabric I'll be using for it. I have two different fabrics, so I could decide which one to use for which, and so I use approximately 5 yards for this tie, and here is my zipper allowance of 1.5, and the upper side is 1 inch for my starting line. So from that 1 inch my starting line, I'm going to mark my under bust of 15.5 and then my waistline of 18 inches. So I'm going to connect this with a straight line like this. So on the shoulder line, I'm going to mark my shoulder divide by 2 plus 12 inches. Okay, you can do any sleeve length of your choice. My sleeve length, I'm using 12 inches. You can do 13 inches. Remember, we are going to gather the sleeve side. Okay, is a ruched sleeve, so you're going to kind of be dragging it. So in total what I have is 19.5. okay, 7.5 plus 12 inches for my sleeve is 19.5. okay, and then next I'm going to be marking my neckline. I'm using neck width of 3 inches, but guys, you can use 2.5 full because after making it, the thing was falling down. So for the front I use 8, for the back I use 9.5 for the depth. Okay, so I'll connect it to the neck width like this. This is for the front and here is for the back, which is 9.5. And on that point I mark my shoulder line is going to be 1.5 for my shoulder slope. Now connect it to the neck width like this. And next, from that point, I'm going to be marking my sleeve opening. So for the sleeve opening is your round sleeve divided by 2 plus 2 inches. In my case is 9.5. My round sleeve divided by 2 is 7.5 plus 2, that's 9.5. okay, or you can just do 10 inches if you want. Okay, so here I'll be marking my under bust divide by 4. Remember to start from this line. This is your zipper allowance, so always start from this line here. So I'll be marking 8.25. that's my under bust divided by 4, which is 33. Here I'm marking 9 inches on my waist. My waist is 36 divided by 4. So here I come down by 6 inches from the waistline, 6 inches from the waistline, and I will connect that with a straight line also. And on that line, I'm going to be marking my hip divided by 4. My hip is 44, divided by 4 is 11 inches. Okay, so I'll connect that straight this way also. So from the waistline, I'll come down by 2 inches. Then I'll connect it to form the basque effect. Connect like this using my hip curve. Okay, so here the next thing to mark on the bust line here, I'm going to be marking times 2 of my under bust, or I'll measure what I have on the shoulder line and minus 3 from that. So my under bust divided by 4 is 8.25, times 2 of that is 16.5. So I'm going to be marking 16.5 here. Okay, so at this point I noticed that my camera was not capturing what I was doing, so I had to make another video to explain to you guys better. When I was editing it, I noticed it was not showing. So okay, so this is the other video I made to explain better for you guys. This is what I did on the shoulder line. This is my starting line, which is also my zipper line. So I measured my shoulder divided by 2, which is 7.5 here. From that 7.5, I mark my sleeve length. I'm using 12 inches. So you can use 13, 15, okay? So from that point, I came down by 1.5 for my shoulder slant, okay? Then from that shoulder slant, I connected it to the neckline. From the shoulder slant here, I'm going to come down by my sleeve, round sleeve divided by 2 plus 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to measure what I have on the shoulder line, which is 19.5, like this, and I'll mark the same thing at on the sleeve opening, like so. From here, okay, I'm marking the 19.5 here also, and I'll connect that straight to the shoulder slant. So on the underbust here now, I'll be marking times 2 of my underbust divided by 4. My underbust divided by 4 is 8.25. So times 2 of that is 16.5. Or you measure what you have on your shoulder and you take out 3 inches from there. Okay, whichever one you want to do. And here I'm going to mark the 16.5 like this. Okay, that's 16.5, and I'll connect that with a straight line like this, and I'll connect this way also. So I'll connect the down line also. So next, from this point, I'll come down by 2.5 inches, and from this angle, I'll mark 1.25, and then I'll connect to mark my armhole curve like this. Okay, so that is that for how I got that area, the upper part. So we are done, basically done with the upside. Okay, all you need to do is to gather it to fit into your underbust. Okay, so let's go ahead. Here is the my waistline. Okay, and you extend this to the zipper side. That's the back neckline. So on the waistline, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. This 1.5 for my zipper. So I'll mark 1 inch like this, and I'll connect it upward and downward to contour the back. I'll connect it upward like this and downward also for the zipper bulge. So eliminate the zipper bulge, and I'll extend this way. So what I take out here, I'm going to replace it on the side here. So I'll be marking 1 inch there like this. Okay, and then I'll connect that upward, downward like so, and this way. So I don't like the shape it was giving me, so I connected it down towards the extended waistline. Okay, so I just connect it down like this. Excuse me. So I connect it down like this, and then I'll just bring out this line like so. So we are done with this. Excuse me. So next I'm going to be marking my allowance on the shoulder line, 1 inch allowance on the shoulder line. Remember, we are going to be adding a loop to that side, so you need to add 1 inch sewing allowance so that you can have your casing for the loop. Okay, so you can create a channel for the loop. So I'll just extend it upward like this. So we are done. I'm going to cut this out. So this dress is basically divided into 3 different parts. We have the upper part, the middle part, and then the down part. So we are done with the upper and the middle part. So the remaining part now is going to be the gathered side, which is the third part. So it can be short, it could be long, anything you want to do, any length of your choice. So I'll be cutting this on the underbust, as you can see. Okay, this is it. So this is the zipper side that I replaced. So I'll just cut this upper part out. Okay, so my waistline is 18 plus 6 extra inches I added for the waistline. So first of all, here you cut your front neckline. Okay, don't cut the back. Remember, we are cutting the front and back together, so you first of all cut the front neckline. Later you can cut the back neckline when we are done cutting the front. So we are going to first of all cut the front panel. Okay, so here I'm going to fold the zipper allowance inside like this, then I'll use this and cut the front. So here I've done that. Okay, so I left ½ inch for folding allowance, joining allowance rather. So this is the armhole side. I'll just cut it out. So the sleeve side, I wanted to add extra, but I just decided to not to, so I later trim it out. So you can decide to add extra, maybe like 1 inch extra, but I didn't add anything again. I cut it out. On the neckline, I added ½ inch on the neckline. Okay, so I later trim out this sleeve side. I did not add any extra again, so you can add yours if you want. So I'll just remove this and cut out the back neckline. So I'll take this out and set this aside, and I'll open this up. So now we are going to cut the back neckline like this, and then we'll use it to cut out the back panel. So exactly the same way I cut the front panel, that is how I'm going to cut the back. So guys, like I was saying before, remember that the front is cut on fold, but the back is going to be 2 pieces, but the front is cut on fold. Okay, don't make that mistake. The front is cut on fold, but the back is going to be 2 pieces because it has zipper, but the front don't have any zipper. You're going to cut the front panel. The center front is going to be on fold. Okay, this part for the front is going to be on fold, but at the back, as you can see, I'm cutting it out because it's zipper side, so it's going to be open. Okay, so next I'm going to cut the middle part. Okay, we'll set this aside. I'll use the other fabric for the middle part so that it will look different a bit. So here I've placed it. I'm cutting the back first of all because of the zip. So here I'm marking 2 inches for my allowance on the side, 2 inches, and on this side I'll add ½ inch for joining allowance on the waist side, and on the down part I'm going to also add ½ inch for joining allowance also. Okay, so I add the same at the down part. I also add ½ inch here. So this is the zipper side. I'll just trim it out like this. So this one is 2 pieces. The back side is 2 pieces. Okay, so I will set this aside, remove the pins and set it aside. So I'll cut out the zipper side, the zipper allowance here, like this. And then I'll also cut out the replacement I added at the side, like this. So you fold your fabric into 2 also. So this one is going to be cut on fold. This is the center front. It's going to be on fold. Okay. Okay, so I'll be adding my 2 inches sewing allowance at the side. And at the top part, I'll also add ½ inch for joining. The down part, I'll also do the same. I'll add ½ inch also when I'm cutting. Okay, so we are done cutting this out. Next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the lining for the middle one and then iron an interfacing on it. So next I'm going to cut a facing for the back panel and the front panel. So yeah, I've done that. This facing is for you to just trace out the neckline and the zipper side, and you sew ½ inch from the neckline down to the zipper, and this facing is measured 3 inches wide. So this is the front also. You're going to trace out the neckline on your facing and then you sew with ½ inch like this down. Okay, so it's also measured 3 inches wide. So here is the middle part. I've cut out the lining and I also ironed the interfacing on both the lining and the main fabric. So here I'm done sewing the facing. I'm done turning the neckline and the zip side with the facing for the back. So remember to notch. You notch and top stitch on the neckline, the facing, on the facing, okay, so that it will lay flat. So I did the same thing on the other side, and I've also overlog the shoulder line. So this is the front panel. This is the front panel. I've done the neckline with the facing. I'll just iron this also. So you can use an interfacing, a hemming gum to hold your facing together. Okay, you can use a hemming gum to hold your facing together, or you use needle and thread to tack it down so that it will not be coming out, flying out when you wear your dress. So you use why am I saying interfacing? You use hemming gum to hold it together. So here I went to gather made a loose stitch on the down part, which I'm going to gather to fit into this one, this middle one. So I'll gather it to fit into this waistline, the under bust here. Okay, I'm going to go gather it to fit into the under bust. I'll be placing the fabric right side facing the right side of each other like this. It's going to be right side facing the right side like this, and then you gather it to fit into here. The same thing goes to the back also. You do the same to the back. This is the back panel. You also sew a loose stitch on the down part, or you can gather it directly if you want, or you made a loose stitch. Okay, so on this zipper side, leave ½ inch before you start gathering on the zip side. I'm going to show you why. So here I'm done. This is it. I place it right sides facing each other and then I gather. I left ½ inch on this zipper side so that I can be able to, this one, before you gather, you leave ½ inch here so that I can be able to turn your zipper line. Okay, so I sew straight and left ½ inch. So here is the lining. I place lining on top of this one like so to turn it. So I sewed here with ½ inch and this zipper side that we left ½ inch also, so that when you turn it like this, everything will be inside and looks neat on the outer part of it. Okay, so this is that. The same thing I'll do to the other side of the back, but for the front panel I did not leave any ½ inch. I just turn it normal because there is no zipper there. So here I'm going to join the shoulders together. Before you join the shoulder, fold your sleeve, fold the sleeve opening before you join the shoulder. So I'll join the shoulder with 1 inch. Okay, you join the shoulder with 1 inch. This is the one I've joined already. As you can see, I fold my sleeve. Okay, I fold the sleeve before I join the shoulder. So I open it up like this and iron it. Then you sew at the tip. Remember to overlock, or you fold in a little inside just to have a clean outer part. So I iron it out so that it will lay flat. Then I'm going to sew at the tip to create a channel for my loop. So after that, you're going to shape your dress. You're going to shape your dress. So I shaped with the allowance I added. Can measure your waist, your measurement, divide by 2 and shape. Okay, so I just shaped my upper part. Next is to add the third part of this dress to it. So what you do is you measure. Remember I said my waistline is 18 plus 6 inches, that's 24. So what you'll be doing is 24 minus your full length, okay, or whatever it is you are using, minus the full length. My waistline is 18 plus extra 6 inches I added to the length to get this back effect, plus extra 6 inches, that means is 24. So 24 times minus your full length, my own 24 minus 60. So I should be having 30 something, right? So the what you do here is to measure times 3 of your waist for your gather. So that is what I did, times 3 of my waist. My waist is 39, 36. So I basically use 3 inches for just the gather. So for the loop, you're going to measure your shoulder like this. What I have is 15, and then I added extra 6 inches to it. So I'm cutting 25, right, approximately 24 or something. So just measure your shoulder line, what you have, add extra, add like 6 to 5 inches to it. So I have 23, so that means I added 6 inches to it, or 8 inches rather. So for your loop, what you need to do is to fold in this way, like this, and fold again to sew. Just sew your loop, or you can sew and turn it inside out. Okay, and it's measured 1.5 inches, the width. I use 1.5 inches for the width. As you can see, the loop is tiny, it's not that big. So the next thing to do is to pass it to the channel that we left. So I'm going to start passing from the sleeve side, but unfortunately when I get to the shoulder, it was not coming out because of the facing I used at the shoulder. So it was going in between the facing and the main dress. As you can see, I'm trying to push it out, it's not coming off, it's not coming out, so it's just inside. So what I'll do is to bring it out and then start passing it from the neckline. Okay, I'll start passing from the neckline, so the facing is holding it from coming forth. So I'll start passing from the neckline like this. So I turned the loop to the one that I wanted to be inside, to the one that I want to be outside. Okay, so that is what I'm doing now, passing it from the neckline to bring it out on the sleeve side. Then I'll just drag it. Okay, so I'll do the same to all the 4 channels, all the 4 loop channels. So yeah, I'm done passing all the channels. So I'll just drag it like this. Make sure I still have a little on the neckline. As you can see, I'll close it up like this. I'll do the same to this side. So here I've sewn it, as you can see. So you just drag your sleeve anyhow you want it. Okay, just draw it as you want. Okay, just pull it as you want to your desired shape, and then you are done. The next is to just fix zipper for this dress and fold the down part. Okay, so I'll just go and gather the waistline and fix it, gather the down part and fix it to the waistline, and then I'll fix my zipper. So here I'm done gathering it. As you can see, like I said, it's times 3 of what you have on the waistline, or times 3 of your waist. Okay, so here I'll just fix my zipper, fold the down part, and we are done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and share, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye.